AI is going to progress to the point where it will probably allow us to hire more staff, to be honest with you. Like, again, there's 3 people in our firm.
And serve more people.
Right, because it's going to give us the time and the ability to serve more people. Absolutely, 100%. If that does not happen, I'm going to be sorely disappointed in the future of what AI is going to bring, quite frankly.
You are tuned into the Only Human podcast, where financial advisors learn how to stay irreplaceable in a world of AI. Only Human explores strategies for advisors to leverage their unique human edge and thrive alongside technology. I'll be back later with some important announcements. Until then, here's your host, behavioral financial advisor, Yohance. Enjoy the show.
Welcome, everybody, back to Only Human, sponsored by the Money Script podcast. So happy to be with each and every one of you today. This is a podcast that is made specifically for individuals like myself and my good friend John. We are in the financial services industry. Specifically, we are financial advisors. So we spend all day talking to other people about their money. So I have with us today John Foard. He is the co-founder of Crown Advisors, LLC, and he is happy to admit that we are not the same height. Though we may look at it as we're sitting down, we are not the same height. John, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, Johan. This is awesome. Oh, man. I really appreciate you having us on today.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to have you on. We've got some fun stuff to talk about. I am fresh off the airplane from Future Proof. I was out there hanging out with thousands of advisors and hundreds of providers of technology, providers of services, providers of platforms and custodians, et cetera, all for financial advisors. And the purpose of the Future Proof is exactly what the title says. The goal is to future proof us as an industry and help us to become better stewards for our clients so we can help more people. A common theme at those events is that we are not each other's competition. We're not. Our competition is Neiman Marcus. Our competition is Ferrari. You know, that's our competition. It's the other things that you do with your money that may not always be as responsible. So that's who the true competition is. We hope that everyone can find a financial advisor that they can enjoy to work with and get some good results with and help get them closer to their financial goals. So, but this is Only Human. And in Only Human, we are talking about implementing AI into a financial advisory practice and how to understand that it's our job to also stay human. That it's our job to utilize those tools. So I wanted to start, John, if you would, give us a little bit about your background into coming in financial services, and then fast forward to when your practice first heard those lovely letters AI, and how did it make the team feel?
Yeah, sure. Happy to do that. And so I've been a financial planner now for 26 years. It's hard to believe that it's been over 2.5 decades, right? This is my second firm that I've been an owner of. I sold my first company back in 2011. Stayed in the industry, went to work for some big box names and helped build some smaller RIAs along the way, and then decided I was ready to do it again. So I started what has now become Crown Advisors. Yeah, my wife was questioning my sanity at that point when I made the decision to go back into owning another firm again. But
she said, "Is this a midlife crisis, John? Is that what this is?" She was like, "Can't you just go buy a Harley, John? Just get a Harley."
Yeah. It was. I'm not gonna deny the fact that it probably was partially a midlife crisis happening, quite frankly. But the reality is that I'm glad I did, and so that's where we are today. Crown Advisors, I do have a business partner. His name is Bill Kearney, not on the show with us today, but wanted to give a shout out to him while he's holding the fort down in the office today. So you asked the question about when we first heard the scary term artificial intelligence or AI. And yeah, I mean, we heard it and got familiar with it. I mean, just as quickly and as soon as everyone else was starting to get inundated with all of the information about AI. And I will tell you that I feel like our firm has been kind of at the forefront of adopting AI in our platform and in our business. But we'll talk more about that as we get into the podcast. But yeah, I mean, we heard about it just like everyone else. And you know, I'll be the first to admit we were I wouldn't say skeptical, but we were very much keeping things at an arm's length to make sure we understood what was going to be happening and how it was going to play out. But that's the fun thing about technology, is it continually tries to improve our lives, and I think that's where we are today.
You know, John, we've been in the business around the same amount of time. I actually just celebrated 24 official years as a financial advisor, 25 or almost 20, I think same amount in financial services. My first day to meet with new clients was supposed to be September 12th, 2001.
Ooh. Oh man.
So we got pushed back a little bit, but I was considered client ready, fully licensed, ready to go.
Yep.
For September 12th, 2001. So you can imagine how that went. And back then, let's see, the tools we had Fazware. That was our financial planning tool. We had, what was it called? Investo something, not Investopedia, but it was a InvestNet. No, was it InvestNet? There was some tool that we had that we could put mutual fund portfolios together.
Okay.
There was no such thing as a wrap account. Everything was loaded mutual funds or back-end mutual funds. And that was about it.
Yeah. Remember when we used to have B-share mutual funds?
B-share mutual.
Like we're showing our age that we even know what that is.
Man, do you remember all the compliance you had to do if you did a B-share mutual fund?
I do.
Like you had to
prove. When you got your cancel date in 2001, the day after 9/11, I was still at Edward Jones at the time, and that was shortly before I decided to leave the world of being a captive rep, and I went independent in 2003. But I remember exactly where I was the day the towers were hit, and I was knocking on doors. And I remember I was actually training a new rep, and we knocked on this lady's door at her house, and she opened the door with a phone in her hand and said, "Get in the house right now and look at the TV." And so again, dating ourselves to how long we've been around and where technology has, where we started in technology and where it's come to today it's a pretty massive shift, and it's pretty cool to kind of look back and see what all has happened over time. But even with just the products that we and services that we're able to provide, it's been a very massive shift as well. And I feel like AI is going to continue to evolve that.
I do as well, but there is, John, there's a lot of fear out there about AI. Sure. Again, I at Future Proof, there were more. I mean, being that our profession is skewed to the right on age. So the average financial advisor tends to be 50 years old plus. Mm-hmm. Some reports say as high as 55. There was a lull of new people coming into financial services for a little while. So that did kind of impede the ability for new ideas to take hold. Most of the owners of the larger multi-billion-dollar RIAs are also 60, 70 years old, and they can be a little slow on the uptake of technology as well. In the media, though, they are not painting a pretty picture for our careers.
Let's unpack that. Let's talk through that.
Yeah, I got a few I want to read with you, because I want to make sure I quote these individuals correctly. So Microsoft, pretty reputable organization.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
They ranked financial advisors among the top 40 professions to be most affected by AI. And when I say affected, not in, everything's going to be fine, like jobs are going to be affected. They ranked us number 30. BLS mentioned that we are the most susceptible to AI innovation or impacts over the next decade. And then Newsweek, this was just a couple of weeks ago, they were talking about people trying to find jobs. There was this whole article about AI is writing resumes and AI is reading resumes and no one's getting hired. So, crazy, but right? they put financial services as a high risk category due to our data heavy, repeatable task. I felt so reduced. What say you to that, John?
Yeah, I don't know if I agree that headcount or that jobs will be in jeopardy. I would say that they are 100% correct with the fact that we now have a tool that allows us to process information so much faster than where we were 5 years ago, 2 years ago. But I actually view it the opposite way. I view it as being a massive help to firms that are either startup firms, smaller firms trying to grow. I see it as a benefit because, um, you know, being able to use, here's how I'll just stop for a minute and say, this is how we look at it in our firm. We
Great. This is my
view,
next question. So good. You're there. Okay.
yeah. So let's just talk about how we view it at our firm.
Yes.
You know, we're still what we consider to be a small firm. We have 3 total employees. Having AI working for us and doing all the tasks that we have it doing for us actually allowed us to hire an employee full time.
What? Talk more about that, John. That is bucking the trend. Microsoft, are you listening?
Yeah, I mean, seriously, think about it. Like, we were able to, instead of spend money out of our budget of our firm, to have people that are not technically employees of the company assess data, you know, go in and run certain reports we need to run. Let's even switch gears to the tech side of things and helping us with the podcast that we do, helping us come up with topics of discussion, or if clients email us in and say we want you to talk about this on your podcast, or do a blog post about this. We don't have AI do it for us, but we have AI help us with it, and we have AI help us with implementing the strategies that we're trying to get across through our marketing efforts. You have to go out and, if we don't have AI helping us with this, we have to go out and hire a marketing agency, a firm that can do all of this editing and all these different things, and coming up with all these ideas and getting us out there to the public, which costs, well, quite frankly, an exorbitant amount of money. I mean, you look at some of the dollar amounts that people and advisors are spending on these tasks. We're able to now allow AI to help us knock out 85, 90% of that. There's still some human element. And I think you and I would both agree that AI is not going to replace humans. It's just not. And so there's still a human element to this, but the cost associated with being able to eliminate 85, 90% of what we need to do to get those tasks done, we are now able to direct that towards hiring a quality employee to do other work that AI is not going to do, that we don't want AI to do, which is servicing our clients and making sure that we as co-founders are doing what we need to do to get the job done on a daily basis. So that's how we look at it. It's helping us be able to hire a quality employee and employ someone into the workforce. That's how we look at it.
I couldn't agree with you more. And we've experienced similar implementation success. We just hired another individual as well, that thanks to the tools that we have through AI, it's allowing some other employees that we have to be able to take on more human involved tasks, and and the training of the new person using AI. It like, hey, this is something that a human used to do manually. We're now going to hire you to manage this process using AI, and you're going to do 10 times the work in half the time.
Exactly.
Thanks to AI.
Yep, absolutely.
And that's where I just don't agree with this head count. I mean, if you talk to some of the general public, and I had some of these conversations with general public because I just like to ruffle the feathers of individuals at times, and they ask, what can I do as a human financial advisor that a chat GPT or a Claude or even a Google, what's theirs called, Gemini, Gemini can, what is it that I can do? My favorite answer to that question is give my client a hug.
Yeah,
because sometimes that's what clients need. They need, they need hugs, not spreadsheets.
Correct.
They need hugs, not the historical returns of the S&P 500. And hug, I don't mean always a physical hug, because I do a lot of my meetings via Zoom, but sometimes it's that nonverbal communication of empathy that clients need, that they're being heard, not just the answer to their question. Because true, a lot of times the answer to the question can be found on AI, but they need to know that someone's in their corner, someone's thinking about their best interest, and is not just a computer giving an answer. And I think the robo-advisor companies learned this the hard way.
Wait, weren't we supposed to be taken out by robo-advisors at one point?
Oh, we were. We were. It was the end of human advice. The funny thing about robo-advisors, John, this is what cracks me up. all robo advising is an algorithm that says trade at this and don't trade at this. That's it.
Yeah, the kind
robo
of
advisor,
the forefront of what AI has become, really. I mean, that was what they were basically on the forefront of, and yeah, we were supposed to be replaced by robo advisors. I remember when advisory firms that were starting up, that was the headline. Like every other day, the human financial advisor is going to be no longer. You are going to be out of a job, and it's the same. It's a different thing. Instead of robo advisor, it's AI is going to replace people's jobs, not just financial advisors' jobs, but it's going to replace jobs in general. And I just don't see it. Maybe companies shift their strategy with how they hire, what they hire for, who they hire to do a specific job, and why. I definitely can see that taking place. It's just not going to eliminate the human element especially out of what we do. And and to your point, I could not agree more with you. I do most of my appointments via Zoom now as well. And I'm a little bit older than you, Yohance, but I grew up in the age of when I remember as a kid, I was so excited. I kind of was too young to hit the Atari age, but I was right smack dab in the middle of Nintendo when it came out.
Wait, John, we might be the same age, sir. Hold on.
All right. So, okay.
Born in 1980.
Well, I'm 3 years older than you. So I was born in
77. Yeah, 3
years.
Yeah. So I was a little ahead of Atari. My older brother knew Atari, but I did know Nintendo. Oh, yeah. I had my NES.
You were right in the heart of Nintendo as well, because it was in that span, right?
Oh yeah.
And funny quick side story. I remember when I got my Nintendo for Christmas, and my parents was like, "Okay, it's bedtime, 9 o'clock. I got to go to bed." And I'm upstairs in my bedroom, and I hear this ding, 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 and my dad was playing Mario Brothers, and he was catching all the little coins, and that's all I could hear from upstairs. I'm like, so I come down, and I'm like, "You told me I had to go to bed and couldn't play video games anymore, and here you are sitting playing video games." He goes, "All right, come on, sit down, let's go." But my point in telling that story is because, you and I kind of grew up on this cusp of technology taking a big boom. And I say that because you and I are able to embrace it in a way that some age groups within that are still around that we service as clients don't quite embrace it. But what I will tell you is I'm super surprised. I mean, I'm extremely surprised at how well even my older clients have been embracing technology, especially Zoom. I think that obviously COVID had a lot to do with that. COVID had a lot to do with forcing people to adopt and accept technology into their lives. And I think that AI is going to do the same thing. I think we're on that cusp where AI is forcing individuals to accept and adopt or adapt to technology taking over certain aspects of what we do, not just for our jobs, for our employment or in our work careers, but also in our personal lives as well. And I think I don't look at it as a negative. I look at it as a positive. There's pros and cons to everything, but I think that the pros to this more than outweigh the cons. I just don't see it replacing us. The human element is so important. And when you do look back and forth with someone on a Zoom call and you see their facial expressions, and when you give them counsel and give them quality advice, you see some of that weight just lift off their shoulders just by their facial reactions. You're not going to get that from an AI answer when you log into Gemini or ChatGPT or Claude or whatever the other service that you're using. You're not getting that human element in it. And I know for a fact that my clients are not and will not think of letting go of us as advisors to rely on AI to do the job we're doing for them. I know they will. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, and actually, Michael Kitces agrees with us. So
which doesn't surprise me, right. But
yeah. And he did a series of articles discussing the implementation of AI. And he did say, however, that there are the back office roles of an advisor that are at risk.
Sure.
Due to the implementation of AI. But I still would counter that. I don't think the role is so much at risk as the individual. So if you have an individual that's not willing to learn how to implement AI, how to use AI to enhance the work that they're doing, then I think that we as owner operators we'll go find someone that does.
Yeah. I mean,
And
spot
that's,
on.
so yeah. So it's not the role is there, the person is at risk. I mean, that's the same thing. I shared this with my team. I said, look, if you all can't learn how to adopt and apply AI into what you're doing and the tools that I'm providing you with, then you are at risk at someone else who can.
Yeah.
So let's just learn it together. Quick
Yeah, well
question
said.
for you. Quick question for you. Are you utilizing the note takers yet inside of your client meetings?
We are. We use the one that is provided through Zoom because that's the service we use for our video conferencing with clients. And then we're also using Hazel. I know.
Yeah,
I think you're using Hazel as well.
I am.
Those are the only two we've ever used, in addition to the one that comes with our phone service that we have through Ring Central. We have an AI note taker that's attached to that also.
So what sort of tell me about the impact of utilizing those note takers, not just on you as an advisor. Start with the impact on your staff, on your support staff.
Oh, it's huge. I cannot even begin to tell you how huge of an impact this is having, because one of the things that I love the most is I was just doing a Zoom earlier today for a client, doing a quick review because some life changes they've got going on. And I literally in the middle of the Zoom said, "Hey, Hazel, can you make sure you remind me in the to-do list to knock out XYZ ABC 1 2 3?" And my client looked at me. I could see their look on their face, like, "Wait, did you just talk to the AI note taker?" I'm like, "I sure did.
Yes,
I absolutely did," because they're already going to create a list for me, but I just emphasize the fact that I need to make sure that I don't forget these items that I need to take care of for you. And so it's for me, it's making a huge impact for myself, my staff, our overall firm, from multiple directions here. One, it makes sure that we don't forget something that needs to happen for a client, so we don't let things slip through the cracks. And I'm pretty proud to say that we are a high touch firm, and that we always strive to do everything we tell our clients we're going to do. Have we ever made mistakes? Sure, we've forgotten to send an email or make a quick phone call sometimes, but this is a great way for us to not miss very important items. I still have to review the notes that it spits out to us, right? But it cuts down 98% of the amount of time I have to take inputting notes into our contact relationship management system, or CRM, from the meeting that we just had or the phone call I just had with a client. So it eliminates 98% of the time that I have to input information. And think about if you have an extremely long meeting. Let's say you have a meeting that goes for an hour. There's a lot of stuff that you have to remember and take notes on. And so that gets to my next point. I don't have to remember what was discussed. The AI note taker is doing it for me. And see, here's the thing. This is another great example of where AI is not costing anyone their job. I'm still having to do the note taking, whether I'm using AI note taker or not. So I either
you still have to ask the follow-up question.
got to ask
And the
the follow-up
question behind
I
the
got to make
question.
sure I
Yep.
remember what was said and remember what they asked me to do, or while I'm scribbling down notes, because a client might be saying things and I'm writing down notes to make sure I don't forget it. Well, what if they say something that it doesn't hit me and I don't write it down, and then I've forgotten to do that possibly. So I still have to do everything that I was going to do without AI note taking. AI note taking just makes my life so much simpler, and I don't dread going into the CRM to input what just happened in that meeting. Then on top of that, it helps my staff because they can go into that meeting, see the notes that I put in the system from the AI note taker, and go, "Okay, John mentioned in the meeting that he's going to have me do this and he's going to take care of that. So I'm going to start working on that right now because I know exactly what I need to do." It's awesome. I don't know how we ever lived without AI note takers, quite frankly.
So, John, an unintended consequence of the AI note taker is that it's making me a better listener.
Oh, yes.
Because I'm less distracted by, I mean, this is for the first time in forever. I can enter into a client meeting with nothing open but their financial plan or whatever tool I'm using to track their finances in the Zoom meeting.
Yep.
And I don't have to think about the notes, or did I spell that right? Or did I get those numbers correct? And yes, I've been typing for 30 years, but I still sometimes have to look at what I'm typing. It just depends on, because I'm focused on too many things at once.
Sure.
And so when I take my eyes off the screen to then look down at my keyboard, I'm missing some of the nonverbal communication. We've all heard the saying that what is it, 67 or something % of communication is nonverbal. Well, if I'm not looking at the person that's talking to me, I may miss those nonverbal cues. And that's incredibly important. And this is where I've noticed it when I have husband and wife in the same meeting, whether they're side by side or if they're in two different places and cameras are on. If I'm looking away, I don't get, when I'm asking those intimate questions like, tell me about your current amounts of life insurance that you have, and
Sure.
how would that impact if one of you were to pass away. To watch the eye roll sometimes is needed. But if I'm looking down as I'm typing that in, or looking at what I'm typing, I may miss that.
Yeah, agreed.
And
I agree
so
100%.
I
It goes back to that human element, right? Of being able to connect with your clients in that human form. And that's a huge, huge factor. I agree 100%. So yeah, just to reiterate my thoughts on it is I think it's awesome. And from a compliance standpoint, I know there's people out there that have different viewpoints on it from a compliance perspective. I think it's a positive thing from a compliance perspective because it allows us to be better advisors, as you said, better listeners, and ultimately better note takers so that we do not miss what's most important to our clients when we are serving their needs. And that is what our job is. Our job is not to, I think a lot of people in our industry think that our job is to be the master of creating allocations for their portfolios. And I would highly disagree with that. As financial planners, our job is to be problem solvers, listeners, and quarterbacks of their financial lives, and just give them trusted counsel and options of what they can do to make their lives better and achieve the goals they're trying to achieve. And I fully stand by the fact that AI note taking definitely enhances that job for us. So
last question on the usage of AI.
Sure.
How do you feel about asking AI to solve financial equations? For instance, I'm a male age 45 and I want to retire in 15 years and I have 4 million in my 401k and the ABC fund, and I probably put a lot in there, 400,000 in the ABC fund. How much do I need to be contributing to my 401k? So some of the questions that clients come to us and ask, how do you feel about utilizing the AI tools to create answers to some of those questions?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I've actually not used it for that yet. I still use traditional financial planning software that I trust and utilize on a daily basis. That handles those questions already. That already is going to do those calculations for us. But now that you've brought that question up, I may start actually seeing what AI has to say. I would love to see what they come back with, because
that's why I bring it up, John. That's why
it could be a validating response that, hey, my planning that I've done for this client is actually, the right direction that we're headed in with how I'm counseling them. So, yeah, this is great. I just found a new use for AI today.
Well, here's where, if you really want to push the envelope a little bit for your more tech forward clients, when they bring the question to you, ask them if they've already asked AI.
Oh, that's great.
You're going to find more yeses than nos. And what they're doing, they're going to go in there and ask it and either have some amount of belief or not a certain amount of belief. And then they want to bring it to you as the professional.
Yeah. And I, even if they are using it or not, it doesn't matter. Let's say they are, and they're using AI to maybe validate what we're going to be sharing with them. I think that's awesome. And I still stand by, and I think you would agree that this is still not going to jeopardize our role in the industry. It's not going to take our job away. It just won't.
No, it will.
I mean, the internet's already there. You're already asking.
It's already there. Yeah, it's not. That's the other thing. That's why I have to remind people is that AI is not creating anything new. No, those answers were already there. You just didn't know how to find them. I knew how to prompt Google really well to find the answer I was looking for. And I know how to prompt AI really well to find the answer I'm looking for. I also know how to point out when it's made a mistake. And I've shared this on the show before, but I had a client ask AI, my husband has a HSA, I have an HSA, how much can we contribute? And AI said to them, $8,300 each. And I said, it's a damn good thing you didn't listen to AI, because you would end up with some tax penalties.
I was like, wait, what? That's wrong.
And so, yeah, so the email she sends me is like, okay, so we're going to put this into our HSA. That's going to be 16,000. I was like, whoa. I was like, where'd you get 16? Oh, I just put in ChatGPT. It said we do 8,300 a piece or something. I said, no, that is total. That is not correct. And then I had to send her the article about when ChatGPT didn't know how to spell strawberry. This was back then. For those of you that don't know about that, go look it up. And I had to tell us, like, no, trust but verify. So
absolutely
rearrange those numbers.
Yeah, it's just like going back to the note-taking thing. Like, again, it does 98% of my work, but the other 2% is just verifying what the notes it took were accurate and what I need to be doing. It's trust but verify always.
So, John, if we were to sit down and have a follow-up conversation 5 years from now, what would you predict will have evolved or changed in your organization thanks to AI? Or what would stay the same?
Great question. I think that AI is going to progress to the point where it will probably allow us to hire more staff, to be honest with you. Like, again, there's 3 people in our firm.
And serve more people.
Right, because it's going to give us the time and the ability to serve more people. Absolutely, 100%. If that does not happen, I'm going to be sorely disappointed in the future of what AI is going to bring, quite frankly. I mean, look at what it has done in the couple of short years that it's been, quote unquote, around and in the mainstream. Even though AI has been around longer than what people realize, it's just, ChatGPT made it a mainstream thing, right? That people can go in and create an account and use AI to their advantage. But yes, 5 years from now, I expect that AI is going to help us hire more employees, if not at least one more, maybe 2. It's going to help us grow our firm because we're going to be able and have the capacity to help and serve more clients than we do today. And again, if that does not happen, I'm going to be extremely disappointed in where AI is going to be headed at that point. But that's how I view it. I'm not sure if you feel the same way, but that's how I view it.
100%. Like I said, we just like you, we're hiring another person. She starts next week. And I was looking at the job description that ChatGPT was putting together for my wife, for her, and half of it is utilizing some form of AI, whether it's our note taker or it's the Gemini that we utilize through our Google documents. It's half of what she's doing is going to be AI heavy.
Absolutely.
And the job didn't exist 2 years ago. It didn't.
Yeah, and that proves the point again right there. AI is actually creating jobs that did not exist 2 years ago, 3 years ago, last year, for example. I will put my stake in the ground with you, right beside you, that is what is going to continue to happen with AI. If we can embrace it in the right way, learn it, understand it, become, I don't know if the word expert is the right way to put it in our field, but I don't ever see myself becoming a true expert of AI, but I really do see myself becoming very efficient with it. And if our firms can become very efficient with AI, it's going to do nothing but enhance what we're able to do going forward and allow us to grow our firms from a headcount perspective. I don't see it taking away any jobs in my firm. If not, it's going to add.
I love it. Y'all heard it first here, John. We appreciate you. All right, now for a little fun. So I didn't prepare John for this one at all. And I'm not sure if he's listened to some of the other Only Human episodes. If he did, great. He'll be prepared. If not, he's going to be on the spot. So we have a game that we like to play called Marry, Divorce, Date.
Okay.
You're going to think about 3 pieces of technology that you use. One is one that you want to stay married to. Okay. Another one is one that you're just planning on a breakup, you're going to divorce. Okay. And one that you're starting to do a little dating on the side, even though you may already be married. So 3 technologies: marry, divorce, date. What are they? Who do you want to stay married to?
Advise on.
Okay. All right. That's a first. Advise on.
Yeah, we like it. We like it. It combines multiple technologies, parts of our technology stack into one place. And Our viewpoint on it is this. I know, like, I'll get to the dating thing real quick. I'll just quickly hit on that. We're starting to
Okay.
date Altruist, and we'll probably be moving more and more towards that relationship as time goes on. And for a company like Altruist that combines a lot of tech stack into one place, it's awesome to have that. But our viewpoint is, and this may be controversial, and this may be something that some folks that are listening to this podcast, and yourself included, may not necessarily agree fully with, but we believe in owning our own data and maintaining independence with our data. And that's one reason why we're not going to give up our advise on relationship. We could save a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money, and give that relationship up and allow the billing and the reporting and CRM factors to go straight to like an Altruist or some other company. But we want to maintain ownership of our data and not be stuck relying on another firm that actually owns it, and we have to ask permission to get to it. So that's why we're going to remain married to advise on. Divorce. Is it okay to say that we're thinking of that we're probably going to maybe divorce Charles Schwab at some point in the near future?
Ooh, you won't be the first.
Yeah. So, look, Charles Schwab, we were TD Ameritrade individuals for our firm for a long time, a long history with them. And when the takeover happened, we decided to give it a shot to see how it would play out. And I would say that, I think it hit on all cylinders like we thought it would, which was not very many, unfortunately, for us. And so we needed to make a change. So we're most likely going to divorce them. Another software that we may divorce might be Nitrogen. I'm not sure if it fits our need anymore.
I just filed my divorce paperwork yesterday.
Oh, so we need to talk.
My renewal's coming up. Yeah,
So.
my renewal's coming up. So I just filed the paperwork. So I am dating Quanti. That's
Okay.
what I'm dating right now. So
All
got to meet their chief growth officer at Future Proof. So I'm pretty excited. So I'm in the dating phase. We'll be dating for the next month or so.
Nice.
And so we'll see where that goes.
Yeah.
We'll see where that goes.
It's there's so much tech out there.
There is.
All of it, by the way, all of it is implementing AI in some way, some fashion. And I don't look at that as a bad thing. But there's certain tech pieces that are part of our tech stack that we just aren't getting out of what we need. And
Exactly.
So that's kind of where we're at with it. So yeah,
that's
a great question though.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you did. All right. So I do have to let you know, John, that there are dozens upon dozens of listeners that are not yet in the financial services industry that listen to this podcast. And they're constantly reaching out to me, looking for other firms that they can learn from, possibly look for internships, things of that nature. So please let those that want to know how to find your firm if they want to reach out.
Oh, absolutely. Well, first place would be online. You can go to our website at crownadvisorgroup.com. That's advisor with an OR. So crownadvisorgroup.com. Feel free to email us. You can email us at info@crownadvisorgroup.com as well. You can also find us on social media. I think most of our social media handles are either under the Crown Advisors name or under Retire Stronger, which happens to be the name of our podcast. So I know I think you might put a link in the show notes for our podcast.
Absolutely, we will.
All right, cool.
Absolutely. All the links
they can find us all those places.
Indeed. All the links will be in the show notes. And just a quick recap here. Headcount, in our opinion, in an advisor industry is not going to go down. The advisors that understand AI, know how to implement it, we are going to grow. We are proof of that. John and I both admitted that we added to the jobs count number. No matter what you hear about jobs this month, we added to it. Okay. It was just 2. We added to it.
But we added to it.
We added to it, and we added to it because of AI, not
Absolutely.
in spite of it, because of it, with it. So
Absolutely.
I hope you feel the same way. Hopefully this episode gave you some insight on how you can think about improving your relationship with AI going forward as an advisory business. And of course, if you need some help from us, our firm, please reach out. Do everyone a favor. subscribe, like, share, all those fun things. Let's get the word out to more advisors that we are not going to be replaced by AI. Instead, we're just going to use it, just like we used the robo advisors when they were available, just like we use the new financial planning tools, just like we use Excel. Yes, there was a time where I didn't use Excel, and now there's a time where I don't use it anymore because I have AI. So
Indeed.
We'll see you next time on Only Human. Thank you, John, for joining us on the podcast, and we'll see you next time.
Take care.
Hi, I'm back. Did you enjoy being a fly on the wall for that conversation? I know I did. Now remember, don't try everything you learned today. Pick 1 or 2 things you can implement and implement them well. And don't just try something for a week and give up when it's not working. Successful implementation takes time, energy, and repetition. Take a moment to follow today's guest. And remember to consult your compliance professionals. We don't want you to get into trouble. Do you have a group of advisors who want to improve their human connection in the AI world? Contact our team to have Yohance speak at your conference or event. Before you go, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you're on YouTube, click the bell for notifications.